Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us on Daybreak Extra. Now, let's take a look at, it's a tradition that we start with the weekend trust. Let's take a look at what the weekend trust is saying this morning. And then the major story there says Abuja's green areas disappearing. Well, I remember seeing a message, on the social media platform that they should call Wiki to action because the destroying of properties that is going on is actually taking a toll on people, and now they feel like the green areas are actually missing. So I don't know if you can see the pictures on the screen right now, and you can find that story on page 3. I mean, we need the green, we need these trees because they give us, fresh air, and it beautifies the state. We don't want to see more of dry areas at this point. We just spoke about the World Forest Day just recently, and more trees are being built, dug and put on the ground for it to grow, just so that we can have beautiful, trees where people can actually rest and, make it look beautiful. The state should look beautiful, and also it's actually sad to see that we're losing that, because a lot of people even want to snap pictures with the green areas, and that is not happening right now. So, but then go through page 4 for more details. And then call for action grows as malnutrition worsens in northeast and northwest. Well, definitely, because more of poverty is dwelling there, so definitely people are hungry, and especially the young ones and the older ones are the ones that we should be concerned about when it comes to malnutrition, because they need that care. They need the necessary food that they need to eat to make them look good and stay nourished instead of malnourished, because when you see them you'll be worried like what's happening. But poverty is actually a disease at this point, and definitely this is also added to the malnutrition that people are facing. And then you can find out details on page 14. Insults, rejection did not deter us, female tricyclist. Well, definitely, I've seen a video of a woman, riding the keke napep, that's the tricycle that we're talking about in Kano, and people are saying that, Kano women are now, stepping up to see how they can make ends meet also by, getting something to do. And it's actually nice to see she was covered in hijab and all, and she was carrying passengers, riding the keke napep, which I really commend her for. I'll go through page 28 for more details to hear what they are actually saying. LP leadership, Abure Usman claims victory over Supreme Court's verdict. Well, we have seen that story. That's what's been playing out on our platforms. The victory, the verdict that was passed through by the Supreme Court. We'll go through page 33 for more details. And then Plateau attack, death toll hits 52, suspects arrested. Well, it's good to see that some suspects are arrested at this point, because we need to hear why and who sent them, if at all, even though they don't come out to say, oh, this is what is happening, or this is who sent them, because at this point people believe that the insecurity is becoming worse, and definitely someone has a hand in it, which we don't really know. Allegedly, that's what people are saying on social media. Why is it not ending? The people are dying, people are being killed every day, and we keep asking questions. Why? You can't kill your brothers and say you love them. Well, go through page 8 for more details. Nigeria, basically everything is corrupted. This is coming from Oyema Ogochukwu. Well, a lot of people are actually saying Nigeria is a corrupt country. Even people from outside the country, and Nigerians living the country also are saying that they are glad they left the country because it's corrupt. But at the same time, a lot of analysts come and go, and they keep saying that, well, Nigeria is not the worst when it comes to corruption. Other countries are even worse. It's just because we live in Nigeria and we get to see our own problems. So definitely we have to see our problem is worse when we look at the situation. Go through page 9 for more details. Kebbi government suspends permanent secretary over statistics on lesbianism and homosexualism. Sorry, I beg your pardon for that. This is a tough one. This is one thing that nobody wants to talk about when it comes up. because it's, talking about it alone, people are actually disgusted by it. We'll go through page 30 for more details on that. And that's the much that we have for the Weekend Trust. It has a lot of stories there for you to go through. Now let's take a look at the next newspaper, which is the Punch, Saturday Punch, and the major story there is saying stolen jewelry. Patient, that's Goodluck patient Jonathan's wife, ex-aide, rots in jail as court adjourns case 40 times. 40 times so far since that incident. And this is really sad to see that, her case is still, pending and keeps being adjourned. We don't know when it's going to come to an end, but I'm sure she's going through a lot at this point. But, you have to pay for whatever crime you have committed. We've been suffering in prison for 6 years. Domestic and then workers cry out. Well, this is actually really sad also to see. We'll go through page 4 for more details. I know a lot of people want to know more about this story. Go to page 4 for more details on the Saturday Punch. And then hotels of horror, shocking tales of staff colluding to murder guests. Well, this is also sad to see that this is happening. A hotel where people go to actually rest for travelers and what have you, and then finding a dead person there raises a lot of questions. I know that this story also would stand out for a lot of people. You want to know what is happening. I myself would want to know what is happening. Sometimes you don't see the stories until when you see the front pages or the newspapers themselves, because some stories have to come out the next day. We'll go through page 36 and 37 for more details. Lagos man disappears after police arrest. So where did he go to? Well, go through page 5 for more details. Hospital rejected my pregnant wife. Mortuary refused her corpse. This is coming from a grieving husband. We've seen where, this, I don't know if it is the same person that, his wife died when he took her to the Rauf Salami hospital. And he said they rejected her because they were not able to deposit 500,000. And so they referred them to another hospital, but she died eventually. And then they came out to say, oh, that's not what happened. They came and they did not have the facility to, take care of her at that point. So they referred them to a better hospital where they have the equipment to help. And they said when she came, she actually lost a lot of blood. And if they had started, and their hospital is not the kind of place where you just go to the counter and just look for, just ask for blood and all. And they don't really have the equipment and what it needs to, to put her under intensive care at that time. So they had to refer her to another hospital. Well, the hospital has come out to debunk, and then the husband is still saying that this was what happened when he posted. We'll go through page 2 for more details on that. My husband begged for help, but no one cared until his death. Wife of late Nigerian boxer. Well, it's sad that we keep losing people. The stories, sometimes you just have to take them. We have no choice, but this is actually really sad. Well, go through page 44 for more detail. House scavengers triggered Lagos grenade explosion. Is also, this is, the site of the scavengers, when you see the picture or the video, is actually not, is, how do I put it? When it comes to the human discretion of looking at certain things, you just be wondering why you are even seeing some things. And I've seen where, the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar coming out to say now killing has become like a normal phenomenon for people, that Nigerians don't even care about it anymore like that. People are becoming, like careless about all this because it's becoming too much. But go through page 9 for more details. And relatives, this Kano 16, relatives, fellow hunters of lynched travelers threaten revenge. A lot of videos have been coming out. Even a policeman also came out to threaten on his social media platform on Facebook that if nothing is done, they are actually going to start, taking revenge on the Christians living in Kano and other places because of their brothers that were killed. And according to some of them, they came out to say that there were a lot of people in that car, but the ones that were killed are from Kano and they are Muslims and what have you. But then, this is not something that you just jump into without having a full information about. but that's what they are saying. And revenge is what we are always against, no matter what. But let's wait for the government to do the diligent, investigation that they are already carrying out. Let's wait for the result and see what really triggered and what really happened, aside from what we have seen, which is the obvious. Go through page 8 for more details. Genevieve Energy response to age shaming spark online buzz. Yes, I saw that, where a fan came out to say that she's actually getting old, and she said, well, yes, she is getting old, and she will eventually die if she's lucky. And it actually made people to talk, because she gave a very subtle response that actually hit back. And everyone is going to get old at the end of the day. There's really no need to actually shame people. And this is actually what we are going to be talking about much later, this hate speech and what have you on social media. If it should be censored, do wait for when it's 8:30. Definitely we're going to open the phone lines for you to talk about this hate speech, body shaming and what have you that is happening online. So go through page 23 for more details. Supreme Court LP affirms Abure as chair, NLC caretaker panel disagree. Well, definitely people will always disagree to certain things, whether by the court or by any judiciary, anywhere that they make any kind of verdict. Definitely people would agree and disagree to that. So this is understandable, but definitely they'll come to terms at the end. Go through page 4 for more details on the Saturday Punch this morning, and that's the much there is on the Saturday Punch. And then the next is the Vanguard, and the major story there is the Uromi killings, the story on the untold story. And then we have a rider there that says villagers identified some of them as kidnappers before the lynching. Well, go through page 9 for more details, and lots of riders are there. Survivors insist they are hunters. Vigilantes wonder why they were hiding if they were hunters. Uromi terrorized by headsmen kidnappers before lynching. And then they said kidnappers fed a new baby to their dogs in the presence of the kidnapped mother. Killing in Benue Plateau deserves attention too. This is coming from the MBF. Well, these are all things that are coming out much later. At what point did they see all these things? Except if there are people that were kidnapped and were released, gained their freedom much later, and they actually recognized some of them. At what point? Because they were inside the car and they stopped them and this happened. So at what point did they see them feeding the babies and all that? These are things that should actually be investigated to see what the truth is at this point, because definitely a lot of things will keep coming out for every part to give this validity to why they did what they did. So go through page 8 for more details, and then you can see Wani X Handy. Well, I think they are twins, but go through page 20 for their story. And then Oyo Alafin for coronation today. So they are doing the coronation of the Alafin today in Oyo. Go through page 6 for more details. And then the pictorials that you can see there, the First Lady, at lunch. And then we are seeing Mele Carey handing over to the new GCO of the NMPCL. Well, a lot of stories to keep you busy today. FG reopens Independence Bridge work begins in 3 weeks. This is one thing that definitely I wanted to talk about much later during the entertainment discussion, where a lot of people coming out to say how many hours they've spent on what, and there's a miscommunication when this happened, and a lot of people actually are crying out, and this is going to happen for the next 2 to 3 weeks according to the governor of Lagos, and the bridge actually needs immediate attention because a lot of people have been complaining, just so to avert any hazard, or should I say mishaps that can happen, because the ground after the bridge is just is water, because Lagos is a coastal area, so there's lots of water in that place. So definitely they have to give that attention that is needed. How Trump's new tariff may pay Nigeria. This is coming from experts. Now go through page 27 for more details. Nollywood in Rivers, Florence and the missing husband. We'll go through page 15 for more details on that. Why Natasha is here. Supporters trekked 7 hours to welcome her. This is lovely. Like I said earlier, you know, she actually came out to say it's a victory when INEC came to say that, you know, the signatures are not complete and it's not up to the 50%, like I said. And her people came out to welcome her. And that's why I said you'll be wondering where all this recalling thing came up. And, you know, if you look at the interview she had with Sheil, she spoke a lot. If you've not watched it, maybe you can do well to go and watch and see what she said, because that's where she has appeared on. And then also court came out to say there is no more interview for her and Akpabio anymore, since her case is in the court at this point. So any interview has to stop at this point, because a lot will keep coming out. Go through page 19 and 18 for more details. Supreme Court sacks Abure as Labour Party national chairman. You know, the back and forth which we just read in other newspapers. So these are the details that there is on the Saturday Vanguard. Go through it if you have the time. And then let's take a look at the next newspaper, which is the Saturday Tribune. And then unity, prosperity of Yoruba land, top of my priority. This is coming from Abba Owade, New Alafin. Well, definitely, everyone has to have a priority and a goal on what they are going to do for their people. This is actually nice to see that unity is one of his priorities, and prosperity for his land, definitely. Go through page 2 and 39 for more details. He said he picked honey 3 times during rites. This is coming from Professor Wande Abimbola. Go through page 3 for more details. Plateau attacks. Government confirms arrest of suspects as death toll hits 52. 52 is a large number. And definitely something has to be done. We need to investigate proper. You know, even when last week we talked about how some people were paying tributes, bidding farewell to their loved ones, and they went and opened, you know, fire on them. And at the funeral, you're losing more family members. Go through page 5 for more details. We'll make kidnappers pay for their crimes. This is coming from Ribadu. We'll go through page 6 for more details. NNPCL, Ojulare takes over from Kyari. And it's nice to see their pictures. He's looking, you know, they are both giving it this smile. Go through page 5 for more details. Makinde Oyo PDP orders mourn as Adeoju is buried in Ibadan. Go through page 5 for more details. Abure Ninadi Usman hold ties to LP leadership after Supreme Court's judgment. Go through page 4 for more details on that. And at this point, that's the much that we have on the front pages of the Saturday Tribune. Now let's take a look at the last one, which is the Guardian, and then public asset or personal monuments. Why politicians should stop naming projects after themselves. Cronies, and this is coming, you know, at the time where a lot is actually happening. Definitely, why should they be mentioning, you know, giving projects names with their names? Is a question to ask. Go through page 8 and 9 for more details. And then the NNPCL also, the passing Melekari handing over, you know, to the new GCO, like I said. And then other stories, Mofang condemns Boko's killing as death toll rises to 50. You know, there's always going to be these disparities, you know, when it comes to numbers. Go through page 2 for more details. Alafin of Oyo's coronation, a giant leap in Yoruba renaissance. We'll go through page 36 for more details. NNPC announces new management team as Ojulari takes over from Kyari. Go through page 36 for more details. Letter to Isaac Olokun, Bolagbo, Ogunsanwo. Go through page 30 for more details. This is coming from the inside stuff when you go through the Guardian. And then the robust town gun relationship key to having up-to-date curriculum. This is coming from Odusanya. Go through page 10 and 11 for more details on that. And Olu of Wari, Ogiame Tuwase 3, the third, monarch truly worth celebrating. Go through page 4 for more details on that. And that's the much that there is on the Guardian this morning also. Well, this is the much that there is on the front pages of our national dailies this morning, which I know some stories will definitely come out again much later, and also updates on some of the stories that we've already read out at this point. But then let's go on a quick break. I will return. Like I said, we're going to open the phone lines to talk about social media censorship. Should it be censored? Some of the hate speeches and some posts that we keep seeing these days is a question and worry for many parents and Nigerians. Well, let's go on a quick break. When we return, we go into this discussion.